I chose to start with the story from an early stage of my career when I was only 20 years old. I was already the European champion at the age of 21, which means I was on my way to the top, but I really wanted to compete in the World Championship in seniors. Seniors in judo is 21 and up. First of all, it's the most important competition in the world of judo except from the Olympic game. But my main reason was because I knew that if I'm doing a good competition, if I'm finishing in the first 7th place in the world, so I will be finally entering into the highest Olympic committee group. I guess you don't know that, but all the Olympic athletes in Israel, swimmers, judo players, wrestlers, we are all divided into groups by the Olympic committee. We were getting paid according to that group. At that time, there were only 3 groups. The highest group was called the special group. It's a very unique name. It took them a while to think about it. And all the elite athletes who belonged to that group got 3,000 shekel a month. It's okay, you can laugh. I actually developed a speciality. According to the laughter in the crowd, I know what is the average salary in the room. So I hope you're very polite. You have to understand most of my lectures are in front of high-tech companies, so they are laughing a lot. But a few years ago, I gave a lecture in front of social workers. Nobody was laughing there. Everything is
really thinking about a changing career.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, the head of the federation told me, listen, Arik, you are still young. Let's win one more time the European champion till the age of 21. And next year, you will compete in senior. I told him, listen, I believe I can be number 7 in the world. I want to be a member of the Olympic Committee. I need the money. Please let me compete. I drove him crazy. He told me, okay, go to the World Championship. Leave me alone. I flew to Paris to the World Championship. In the first round, I managed to beat a strong guy from Georgia. Soviet Union Georgia, yeah? Not United States Georgia. It's a totally different... Grozin, yeah. In the second round, I beat Sergei from Russia, a vice world champion, my highest victory at that time. In the quarterfinal, I lost to a guy from Germany, and I went down to the consolation house. Now, consolation house is no longer exist in the world of judo, but back then, if you were losing to one of the finalists, so they gave you another chance to try to win the bronze medal, only the bronze medal. In the consolation house, I won 2 more matches, a guy from China and a guy from Italy, and I got into the first 7th place in the world, which means I promised myself at least the 7th place in the world. I achieved my goal. When you are getting into the first 7th place in the judo competition, you have a break of 3 hours, and afterwards in the evening, they are doing the fight for the medal. During the break, I immediately went to the hotel. I called my friend Guy. I told him, Guy, I'm number 7 in the world. I entered into the Olympic Committee group. I will get now 3,000 shekel a month. I was so happy. He told me, what, the competition is over already? I told him, no, it's still going on, but I'm already 7th place in the world. I told him, okay, go back to the competition. He was surprised. I never called him. Okay. I went down to the hotel lobby. I was very excited. And so all the head of the federation, coaches, were sitting there eating lunch, drinking wine, celebrating the fact that a 20-year-old is already a member of the Olympic Committee. You have to understand that now they will get more money from the government. And I was sitting next to them, enjoying the compliments, and the competition starts in an hour. The break was over, and I got into the arena. I had a match against Ivan Radu from Romania. What do you think happened?
You lost.
I lost after a boring match. I was a little bit upset. It's not fun to lose, but pretty quickly I became very happy with myself. After all, I achieved my goal. In the evening I went out, I drank, I felt on top of the world. I see the disappointment in your eye. And the next day I came to watch the rest of the competition. In judo there are weight divisions like in wrestling. I came to see the lower division. I was sitting there feeling very happy with myself, and I watched the rest of the competition. Suddenly I saw 2 friends of mine, one from Russia, one from Moldova. Both of them are 20 years old. I know them well from the junior too. Good judo player, but not as good as me. Nobody was the European champion. Nobody was a favorite for an Olympic medal like I was. And I watched them fighting. And I watched them winning a match after a match after a match, after getting into the fight for the bronze medal and winning the bronze medal. Well, they are only 20 years old. And I watched them winning the medal, and I asked myself, how come they won a medal? They're not such good athletes. Nobody expected them to win a medal. They are only 20 years old. And while I'm finding excuses, I became angry at myself. How come me with my 7th place? I called back to Israel. I went up all night, and they came without feeling so, without hesitating, took the bronze medal. And the thing which drove me crazy is that I looked in the eyes a few minutes before the fight for the bronze medal, and I saw in their eyes that they are going to win the bronze. They are going for the bronze. How could it be? And I became angry at my fellow man, head of the federation. Nobody told me, wait, Arik, the competition isn't over. Maybe you could win the bronze medal. Everybody was so happy with my 7th place. And to prove how wrong was my behavior, 2 weeks later, only 2 weeks later, I flew to a competition in Germany. And who did I meet in the first round? The same Romanian guy, the same Ivan Radu who beat me in the World Championship after I promised myself the 7th place. And I'm telling you, it was one of my easiest matches that year. I flew him like 3 times after 1.5 minutes, which made me realize that if I wouldn't be so pleased with my 7th place, if I would have set myself a higher goal earlier to that competition, maybe I also could have won that bronze medal. There is a reason why I started with this story. This story is one of my first, and I guess most important lessons. It really taught me 2 things. The first one is the obvious one. It really showed me how important for all of us to set ourselves higher goals, because I guess we all have it. The second you're achieving your goals, something inside of you shuts down. It's very difficult to gain the motivation when you're happy, when you're satisfied. And it showed me that from time to time, we all need to push the bar a little bit further. Because first of all, I think it's the best motivation, but even if we fail, we can always tell ourselves, okay, we pushed it too much, it was too difficult. It's much better, in my opinion, that you set yourself a low goal, achieving it, and afterwards to tell yourself, I could have done better. For me, it's a very frustrating thing to tell yourself, I could have done better. But I chose this story because it taught me something much more important than that, deeper than that. It really showed me how important are the people who have surrounded us, our working environment. It starts with our family and friends, the company we work in, the federation we represent. Because I realized that we are all trying to achieve goals that we'll consider as good ones in our surrounding. When I aimed for my 7th place in the world, I felt I'm doing something incredible. All my surroundings felt the same. They made me feel the same. Do you think that my friend, the Russian guy, could have gone back to Russia with 7th place in the world and went for a press conference? I'm telling you, with the bronze medal, nobody was waiting him in Russia. I think this is one of the biggest problems of the Israeli sport. We are all aiming to a very low target. Our glass ceiling is too low. And of course, it changed from sport to sport, but we all have it. And I know the Israeli guys think about soccer right now. Israeli soccer is, but now we are trying to qualify to the European Championship, and it seems that we can do it. So everybody's talking about, wow, if we qualify to the European, 24, it seems like if we are qualifying to the European, we are getting the trophy. 24 nations qualifies to the European Championship, 24 out of 52. Now it's nice to be 24 out of 52, but it's not amazing, it's not unbelievable. But every football player has this glass ceiling on top of his head. And as you all know, it's very difficult to break a glass ceiling. But let's